I welcome you all to our systematic study of Vedic scriptures. Do let me know if the audio is good, that we can go ahead.
Yes, Prabhuji. Audio, video, both are good, Prabhuji.
Okay, good. So we are talking about a very important chapter, which can even help us to appreciate where we are living, how to be, and apply in our life some basic principles. I would say these are very basic principles. If we are very careful with these things, then with these basic principles we can attain um, ultimate goal. In a way, at least not if not for devotees. One may think, oh, I want liberation. Krishna is saying, if one uh, takes to this uh, way of living, one attains liberation from the suffering. And if one does not do, mm, then he has to suffer. So this chapter helps us to open our eyes to understand by seeing what is divine and what is demonic. As every time, let us understand the glories of this chapter from the Padma Puran, where Lord Shiva is narrating to Parvati. I'll just read out this chapter, it's very nice. So, Lord Shiva is saying, my dear Parvati, I will now tell you the glories of the 16th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. In Gujarat, there is a town of the name Saurashtra, now we call Surat. King Khadgabahu had his kingdom there, where he lived just like another Indra, king of heaven. He kept a very passionate male elephant of name Arimardana, from whose temples liquid oozed due to his pride. One day, that elephant, in a fit of anger, broke loose from his chains and started to destroy the elephant shed. After which, he began running here and there, wildly chasing the citizens. Everyone fled as fast as possible. The elephant keeper immediately reported the news to the king, and when the king heard, he went along with his son to the place where the mad elephant was. King Katgabahu knew the art of controlling wild elephants. Yeah. When the king reached the spot where the elephant was running amok, he saw that many persons had been trampled, and others were running here and there to avoid that elephant. Just then, as the king was watching that chaotic scene, he saw one Brahman peacefully returning from taking his bath in the lake. That Brahman was silently reciting the first three shlokas from the 16th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, which start with the word Abhayam. When the people saw that Brahmana walking towards the elephant, they tried to tell him not to go near him, but that Brahman uh, did not lay any notice of them and walked straight up to that mad elephant and started to stroke him. When the elephant saw the Brahman approaching, he immediately lost all anger and lay down peacefully. After that, Brahman has patted the elephant for a few moments. He went peacefully on his way. When the king and all the citizens saw these amazing incidents, they were astonished. The king immediately went and fell at the feet of that Brahman and inquired from him, what austerities and worship have you performed to attain such peacefulness and amazing powers? The Brahman replied, daily I am reciting some shlokas from the 16th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Lord Shiva said, that king requested the Brahman to come to the place where he offered to him in charity 100 gold coins and requested that pious Brahman to instruct him in the chanting of those verses from 16th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. After King Kadgabahu had been chanting those verses for some time, he one day, along with his guards, went to the place where that mad elephant was kept and ordered the elephant keeper to release him. At that, the citizens became upset with the king, thinking that the elephant would begin to run amok again. The king went before that mad elephant, which immediately lay down, and he started to stroke him. After that, the king returned to his palace and installed his son on the throne and left the forest, where he worshipped Lord Krishna by chanting those slokas from the 16th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. and very quickly he attained the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. Anyone who chants the 16th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, however sinful he is, very quickly attains the same goal as King Kadgabahu, the lotus feet of Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Bol.
Yes,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Yeah. So we have understand how important it is. This chapter can throw light on very important aspects through which we can attain perfection. So let me share the screen and we'll begin with this chapter.
So, Prabhuji, is it because of the contents of the chapter that it has so much importance than other chapters, or
What do you mean?
like this chapter is very important, na? The 16th chapter.
Yeah, but every chapter is important. That is the glories, na? When we are talking about Gita Mahatmya, it's telling that every chapter in its own way is very important.
Ah, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Not like that chapter is more important than other chapter. It's not like this. Na?
Uh, I don't know whether such a comparison is possible, but it all depends what is your aim. And what we get here is fearlessness. If that is the goal, this is what is a wonderful chapter for. So that way, what you are aspiring for, accordingly, what chapter can help us to quickly attain that. This is what, that's the reason we are going through this Gita Mahatmya to understand the glories. Each chapter has its own glory. Yep.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. Did I share the screen or not yet? Not yet. Who would like to read this? This has 3 verses. Maybe someone can read only the verse, someone can read only the translation, and the other one can read a para from the purport. Because this particular verse we will be discussing for a few weeks, if not at least a couple of weeks. Any volunteers or shall I pick?
Hare Krishna,
Yeah.
Prabhuji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Yeah, I would read. I would like to read.
Yeah, go ahead.
Shri Bhagavan अभयं सत्त्वसमुत्सुद्धे ज्ञानयोगव्यवस्थित दानं दमश्च यज्ञश्च स्वाध्यायस्तप अर्जवम् अहिंसा सत्यमक्रोधस्त्यागशान्तिरपैशुनां दया भूतेष्व अलुलुप्त्वं मर्दभावं हरिरचपलं तेजक्षमा धृतशौचम् अद्रोहनातिमनिता भवन्ति सम्पादं दैवम् अभिजातस्य भारत. Should I continue or somebody else will?
Someone else can read translation. Thanks, Ratikali Mata.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
May I read Prabhuji translation?
Okay.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, fearlessness, purification of one's existence, cultivation of spiritual knowledge, charity, self-control, performance of sacrifice, study of the Vedas, austerity, simplicity, non-violence, truthfulness, freedom from anger, renunciation, tranquility, aversion to fault finding, compassion for all living entities, freedom from covetousness, gentleness, modesty, steady determination, vigor, forgiveness, fortitude, cleanliness, and freedom from envy and from the passion for honor. These transcendental qualities, O son of Bharata, belong to godly men endowed with divine nature.
Thank you. Okay, someone Want to read the first para?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Uh, in the beginning of 15th chapter, the banyan tree of this material world was explained. The extra roots coming out of it were compared to the activities of living entities, some auspicious, some inauspicious. In the 9th chapter, also the devas or godly and the asuras, the ungodly or demons, were explained. Now, according to Vedic rites, activities in the mode of goodness are considered auspicious for progress on the path of liberation, and such activities are known as Daiva Prakti, transcendental by nature. Those who are situated in the transcendental nature make progress on the path of liberation. For those who are acting in the modes of passion and ignorance, on the other hand, there is no possibility of liberation. Either they will have to remain in the material world as human beings, or either they will have to remain in the material world as human beings, or they will descend among the species of animals or even lower life forms. In the 16th chapter, the Lord explains both the transcendental nature and its attendant qualities, and the demonic nature and its qualities. He also explains the advantages and disadvantages of these qualities. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. So this is one of the very important verses, especially in this chapter. Why? Because it helps us to understand the qualities. What are the qualities which are divine? There are 26 qualities of divine and 6 qualities of demonic. We will cover that later. So that itself says it's quantitatively more that one can appreciate if one want. There are 26 kinds of divine qualities, and but then there are 6 demonic qualities that are enough that one forgets his own position and get carried away, and due to which he gets more bound, and because of that he has to suffer life after life. Mm. So the Lord is saying abhayam sattva samsuddhir. This is very very important. Sattvam, is um, that it is um, samshuddhir. Shuddhi means cleaning. Samshuddhir means purification of one's existence. This is the quality, uh, and in that Prabhupada is saying how to appreciate this chapter is in relation to the previous chapter. If you remember, we were talking about Ashwatha Vriksha, and then the roots are there, and then mm, this extra roots. Yeah, we see that mm, for this banyan tree, there are all extra roots, right? So this signifies the activities, mm, and um, activities help us. Yeah, just like here we are talking about ladder. Huh? So we are talking about a ladder where one can climb up or can come down. Now, it all depends on what one's activities. If he is going up, then that activity brings him to a higher position. If his activity is going down, then he is going more towards the down, right? So then here we are talking about auspicious and inauspicious. Activities that are inauspicious will pull the person down, and activities which are auspicious, which are favorable, they promote one to higher position. So this is what is mentioned. And how these qualities develop, yeah, is basically, this is because by the association with particular modes. Yeah, we have also Krishna said what are the 3 modes of nature: mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance. And associating with this particular mode can decide our future. If we are developing the qualities of demonic nature, then what is happening is that we have no possibility of liberation at all. What is the problem with that is one may think that I can enjoy forever. I would like to enjoy forever, and in that way, all the ways, a person is always thinking how he can get best of it. And in this spirit, what he does is he's carried away. What is that I am going to get? I am going to enjoy, and I don't care. So these mentalities, which are because of the modes of passion and ignorance, he has to either uh, stay as a human in the material world, or if he does abominable things, he has to suffer, and for suffering, he will be conditioned more, which means he will descend to more lower forms like animals, species, etc. In that way. So we need to understand here, it is mentioned that um, in the ninth chapter, Devas, godly, and the Asuras, ungodly, were explained. And here, this chapter is going to tell us more in elaborate. According to Vedic rites, activities in the mode of goodness are considered auspicious for progress on the path of liberation, and such activities are known as Daivi Prakriti. Daivi Prakriti means transcendental by nature. Transcendental by nature. Those who are situated in the transcendental nature make progress on the path of liberation. And that's the reason. So this particular chapter, which is telling about 26 qualities, where we'll go one by one to understand more who should especially practice these qualities, is very, very nicely explained in the purports. Which one? Yeah. So for those who are acting in the mode of passion and ignorance, there is no possibility of liberation. Either they will have to remain in this material world as human beings, or they will descend among the species of animals. One may think, I don't care what kind of body I will get. Ultimately, uh, um, I don't, I don't see. If you see uh, Sindhuja Mataji, even a dog is also enjoying, isn't it? A dog is enjoying its life. Uh, a cat is also enjoying its life. In that way, every species is also enjoying life. So, if I have to take a body of some animal, why don't? What is the problem with that? Hmm? What is the problem with that? If someone can say.
So if the
Hmm?
motive is only enjoyment, then anything, anybody is enough for
No, no, but ultimately we want to be happy, right? So, what else? What else is your motto?
uh, to connect to the God, to connect the Krishna,
Why? Why?
because this is the ultimate happiness.
Yeah. So ultimately, again, for happiness only, right? You want to connect.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. And yeah. Someone else? Any other thoughts? Hmm?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, you're right, Prabhuji. Only I think in this birth we can define what is purpose, and those things cannot be experienced by other beings. So we have
Hmm.
this purpose, and then that translates to manifestation, journey, Krishna's hands, destiny. So I think we have that kind of ability to realize and take that path.
Hmm. Okay. So you, yeah. So what we are saying is we are appreciating the human form of life. But here, what we are saying is even human form of life is also not the best means through which we can enjoy eternal bliss, right? Every now and then we know the challenges of the body, the mind, the suffering that we get out of this. So is human form of life anyway better than other species? In what way it is better? Adilasa Prabhu?
Yes, Roj, I think human life, we have better standards than animals.
Okay, because of
And then,
standards. Okay, Hema Gauri Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji. Human has more intelligence than animals. So we can think, and we have so many facilities Lord has given through which we can
Okay,
serve the Lord. Same like spiritual
okay,
world.
okay. In what way can you say humans have better intelligence than animal? Let's say if, yeah, take any animal. mm, Yeah, can you say any animal which is less intelligent than you?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Any animal less intelligent than you?
Yeah, like frog. Usually they it is in the well, and also ant. They knows only
Mm-hmm.
to that. specific-
Okay.
Yeah,
Any
based
other?
on the works, the activities they do, it makes the differentiation.
Mm-hmm. But does the frog need to know everything?
It doesn't need.
So yeah, in that way we can see that yeah, the intelligence what a frog has. Yeah. Of course, when we're saying a Mr. Frog is to give us a feeling that okay, a frog is always croaking rather than doing much. But if we talk about a species of a frog, what activities it has to do, it is doing, right? It knows when to go into the water, when to be outside, hmm? Isn't it?
Yes, but for the higher purpose, it doesn't have the intelligence like humans. Think
Mm-hmm.
about the civilization and what is the higher purpose
Yeah.
of the life. That goal is not there for animal.
Okay.
Human
And
life
can you say what is that goal?
to go back to Godhead,
Okay.
through which we can go is only through human body, the
Mm-hmm.
activities.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Anyone else? Parth Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu, the God consciousness has been given to the human form of life exclusively. No other form of life can have that such kind of consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
So, if being a human, if we cannot cultivate that consciousness and cover it with Maya, then it's an wastage of our human form of life.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Others? Hmm? The human form of life, we have the possibility to perform activities that can help us elevate, isn't it? Hmm? If we are doing
Yes,
pious
Prabhu.
activities, we advance. If we do impious activities, we suffer. Whereas animals, there is no problem. Hmm? It's not okay. Now, you know what? Um, yeah, we know the Lord's vehicle, Garuda. Huh? Yeah, you know what? Garuda eats
Snake.
snake,
Yes.
and for that it is dharma. So for that it's dharma. So there is no sin incurred out of it because of that. But for us, can we eat meat? No.
No.
One may come up with so many things justifying that, justifying this. Yeah, because of when we forgot God, then everything is okay. Because people who come today saying, "Oh, okay, meat is okay," they are coming from a science, and the science is becoming nuisance. Why? Because it's godless conscious, right? Isn't it? Does science accept God? No, right? What science accept is proof. And our level of finding proofs, which are very, very subtle, I think we don't have that means, right? Isn't it, Parth Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu.
So that is our situation. So our activities are the means through which we can actually advance. And the activities are also very much depending on one thing, which is what? It is environment, association of mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance. So with which mode we are associating, we will also develop such interest. We will also do such kind of activities. And because of that, our results are also depending. Hmm? This chapter helps us to come to this what is what should we do, what we should not do, how the qualities can help. Uh, some qualities, if we have, they will liberate us. We will be very free. When we are talking about happiness, Sindhu Mataji, the happiness is coming when we are free, right? Uh, we don't see a slave being happy, right? Huh? A servant can be happy if the master is happy. Why? Because the master is also giving all the facilities, and then the servant is also knowing that whatever is dharma, his duty, he has fulfilled, so he'll also be happy. Whereas if you're talking about if someone is pushed to lower uh, kinds of livings and livelihood, then that one may not like it. So we should take support of this chapter and advance properly. And what is it saying? There are 26 qualities, and in that we are talking about first one. What is that? Abhayam. Uh, if someone would like to read the next para, please. I mean, Abhayam will anyway will come a little later, but yeah, someone, the next para.
Shall I read, Prabhu?
Yeah, please.
The word Avijatasya, in reference to one born of transcendental qualities or godly tendencies, is very significant. To beget a child in a godly atmosphere is known in the Vedic scripture as Garbhadhana Samskara. If the parent wants a child in the godly qualities, they should follow the 10 principles recommended for the social life of human being. In Bhagavad Gita, we have studied also before that sex life for begetting a good child is Krishna himself. Sex life is not condemned, provided the process is used in Krishna consciousness. Those who are in Krishna consciousness at least should not beget children. Those who are not in Krishna, those who are in Krishna consciousness at least should not beget children like cats and dogs, but should beget them so that they may become Krishna consciousness after birth. That should be the advantage of children born of a family, born of father and mother, absorbed in Krishna consciousness.
Thank you. So the word Abhichatasya means one born of. Hmm? And in this verse, it refers to one born of transcendental qualities. And how can one get transcendental qualities when one follows sanskaras? Um, and yeah, when I was mentioning Hemagori Mataji, in this regard, we don't see animals following all these sanskars. Yeah, they are just carried away by what do you call instincts, and due to which, yeah, they continue. They continue in that species of life, or maybe through evolution, advance to the next species of life. But humans are blessed with mm, the possibility of performing sanskaras. Sanskara means yeah, um, that which engraves deep impressions. Just imagine then if we have a stone on that, if we carve, yeah, whatever, if it's raining or if it's there is a fire, yeah, nothing can remove that engravings. So similarly, sanskaras are those values that are imprinted into us, and then through which our lives become more civilized and more transcendent or divine. Here we are talking about Garbhadana Sanskar. Here it said if parents want child uh, in the godly qualities, uh, they should follow the 10 principles recommended for the social life. What is this 10 principles? We call it as sanskaras. And starting with Garbhadana Sanskar to the Shad and Chesti Sanskar, there are so many. There is Namakarana Sanskar, there is Vivaha, Upanayana, um, what is that, Jata Karma. So many sanskaras are there through which a child is, mm, through the mantras, through the invocations, through the blessings, is engraved into the soul, into that he can practice a proper sadhana. Those who are in Krishna consciousness at least should not beget children like cats and dogs, but should beget them so that they may become Krishna conscious after birth. This is a huge responsibility of grahasthas, especially who are practicing Krishna consciousness. We should understand that the best gift we can give to the world is to beget a devotee. Why? Because a devotee can change the face of the life, can change the face of the world. Uh, why? We can see how Srila Prabhupada has changed the world for good by spreading Krishna consciousness all over the world. We can see how Vimala Prasad, who is Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, has revolutionized the way of preaching spirituality so that clear message of the Lord is passed as it is. So, and in that way, there are so many devotees and their sons, children, not in, they have uh, made their life successful by begetting children who are Krishna conscious. So it means if we are saying that I am part of Krishna consciousness movement, this means that we should also take it that yeah, if we are in Grihas ashram, then this particular sanskar is very important. And not only that sanskar, yeah, okay, I have practiced this sanskar so perfectly that yeah, I have begot a child, but serving, making the child successful devotee is also service to the Lord. So the next one. Next two paragraphs, can someone read? Satish Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Sure, Prabhuji. The social institution known as Varnashrama Dharma, the institution dividing society into 4 divisions of social life and 4 occupational divisions or caste, is not meant to divide human society according to birth. Such divisions are in terms of educational qualifications. They are to keep the society in a state of peace and prosperity. The qualities mentioned herein are explained as transcendental qualities meant for making a person progress in spiritual understanding so that he can get liberated from the material world. In the Varnashrama institution, the sannyasi or the person in the renounced order of life is considered to be the head or the spiritual master of all the social statuses and orders. A Brahmana is considered to be the spiritual master of the 3 other sections of a society, namely the Kshatriyas, the Vaishyas, and the Shudras. But a sannyasi who is on top of the institution is considered to be the spiritual master of the Brahmanas also. For a sannyasi, the first qualification should be fearlessness. Because a sannyasi has to be alone without any support or guarantee of support, he has simply to depend on the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If one thinks, after I leave my connections, who will protect me, he should not accept the renounced order of life. One must be fully convinced that Krishna, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead, in his localized aspect as Paramatma, is always within. That he is seeing everything and he always knows what one intends to do. One must thus have firm conviction that Krishna, as Paramatma, will take care of a soul surrendered to him. I shall never be alone. One should think, even if I live in the darkest regions of a forest, I shall be accompanied by Krishna and he will give me all protection. That conviction is called abhayam, fearlessness. This state of mind is necessary for a person, the renounced order of life. Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Satish Prabhu. Thank you. So here there are some very important aspects. Yeah, we are in a social, what do you call? Mm, people call we are social beings, right? So not like animals, but we tend to follow something. And what should we follow is a big challenge, isn't it? Some say do that, someone says do that, and after some time, people don't know what to do because the leaders themselves are not interested for the welfare. But the Lord has already given there is a way how to live because the Lord is the one who has made this material loss of material nature. He is the one who created everything, and then he also has created how to live uh, a life such a way that one can attain success. And this is Varna Ashrama. Varna, Ashrama means taking shelter. Varna means based on qualities. Here, the institution dividing society into 4 divisions of social life and 4 occupational divisions is not meant to divide human society according to birth. This is very superficial understanding of Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Why should such a discrimination should be there? Everyone is born, everyone will die, everyone. should prevail, the same facilities, should be equality. So all these things are there. Yeah. But we should understand that not everyone is having same physical strength. Not everyone has same intellect. Not everyone has same opportunity. So there are purpose, there are reasons, and uh, based on the qualities one has developed, yeah, one should take such kind of occupational uh, duties. Here it is said they are to keep the society in a state of peace and prosperity. So varnashrama, usually um, coming from a Indian background, as soon as when we hear Varnashrama, then we say, hey, yes, of course, yeah, I am a Brahman, I am a Kshatriya, I am a Shudra. No, I know all these things. Hmm. We think that, oh, maintaining this is means maintaining God consciousness. Maintaining this itself means bhakti. No, maintaining this is only helping us to do what? To attain a state of peace and prosperity. Uh, Peace and prosperity is not the ultimate goal, not the end, is the favorable condition so that one can actually look for liberation. The qualities mentioned here in are explained as transcendental qualities, mainly why each quality should help us to attain spiritual advancement. It is not like by practicing yoga, I will be very, very peaceful. When I'm very peaceful, I can live very long. If I live very long, I can live, enjoy long. So, yeah, but after few years, what should we do? Many years of life doesn't matter. Still, one has to die. Huh? But rather, if one is serious, then we can make use of this life that after we die, then we don't take birth again. That is our business. That is what is called spiritual advancement. So these qualities are helpful to attain what? To progress in spiritual understanding so that he can get liberated from the material world. We are not so much serious about it, isn't it? Are we very serious about this, taking this message? Gaur Bhagwan Prabhu? Hmm? Are we serious to take the spiritual advancement, advancement, right? Seriously. I thought you were there. Anyone else? Sarika Mataji,
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
how serious are we?
Uh, I think we are not that serious. We should be.
Mm-hmm.
And advancement, for example, it happens gradually.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I can talk about me that yes, I should be more serious on this.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sagar Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji, I think I agree
Yep.
with Mataji. Yes, yes.
Yeah, we think that, okay, come on, I can take some free time from bhakti, right? How can I do japa for 2 hours every day? Few days it's okay. I can skip japa. I don't need to worry so much. Yeah. After a few days anyway, I will do bhakti again. For some time, I can take a break. But what is the cost? What is the cost of enjoyment? Is that every moment that we are losing, that we are missing here, we won't get it. And for that to get it again, we have to take a birth. And again, we know already the challenges, right? There is always suffering, there is also difficulties. Uh, we are actually delaying what actually we should be doing, which is serving the Lord in the spiritual world or according to his will and wish. When we have such a big mission, when we see, at least I can speak myself, I'm very, very, very cool, very, very liberal, very, very lazy. I'm thinking, if not this life, there is next life. And after that life, again, there will be one more life. If because there is always a chance, right? Huh? Makarand Prabhu, we already know Krishna is saying, yeah, if you don't succeed, there is a next life, there is a next opportunity, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Next life, if you don't succeed, there is another life. And in that way, we had already so many lives already. And are we not suffering? No, no, there is also pleasure. We are also enjoying. We only see on a, what do you call this? Positive side, right? We have to be positive. On positive side, we are not seeing what suffering we are going through, isn't it? Madhuri Mataji. Hmm?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Yes, I
Don't you
truly
see that,
agree.
right?
Yes. I don't think so. We take that much seriously as we should take.
Hmm.
And there are various reasons um, depending on individual life. But the question you have asked, the answer is no, I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, some of them try, but that trial also is failing. I believe that.
Why? Because the try is not a serious try.
Yeah, I think so. Yes.
Hmm. Ajay Prabhu, what do you say?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Yeah, I also think that we have a lot of connection with this material world that sometimes we forget about. So we want to remove the suffering from this our existence. So we
We
try
like,
to
right?
enjoy. Yeah, we like to enjoy, and that's the problem. The
Hmm.
moment to get back, we don't know we have the next life in human or not. So we have to consider this opportunity to further enlightenment from human being to going to the Godhead in this life only.
Yeah. So as what you were saying, so because now material world is also promising some happiness, I think we are already satisfied. Whenever this is like compared to, like they say that a male ass is kicked by a female ass. Yeah. So but still the male ass goes behind for pleasure. So though this material world, Prakriti Sthani Karshati, this material world is a place where we are kicked left and right, now and then, all the time. Still we think, there's some moment. After all, uh, Monday to Friday is quite of intense work, but there is Saturday, Sunday, right? Saturday, Sunday is the time to relax. Saturday is the time to rest, to enjoy. hmm. So rather, a devotee thinks in another way. Oh, Monday to Friday, there is no choice. Yeah, I had to work, but at least Saturday, Sunday, let me give my best. And that is what we talk about seriousness. When we give our Saturday, Sunday for the Lord, for our own advancement, that is what we talk spiritual advancement. And how to do that? By sadhana. And how we can do sadhana to come to consciousness. And how can we come to that consciousness is by practicing varnashrama. Because in the varnashrama means so we have a support. Otherwise, people may think, I can do whatever I want. Today I want to do this. Tomorrow I want to do that. Or today I want to do not do this. So in that way, we can choose. And then what happens is then we fail. Because when things are fine, we do it. When things are not fine, we tend to avoid it. Ratikeli Mataji, isn't that so? If you are given a choice to do bhakti or to do take a break, what would you choose?
Yeah. By
At
taking
least I'll
break
take a
and
break. I take a break. And that break, I don't know, sometimes is quite dangerous that this break could take me a couple of hours or even days. And we never know when we again have a same taste for bhakti, unless we are in the association of a mode of goodness or even higher.
yes,
And we can always blame the time, right? We can always say, hey, the time is not good, bad time is going on, always keeping me busy with that, this. When will the good time come? Then I'll start bhakti.
yeah,
No, isn't it so? We are always looking for a good time, right? Muhurt. When the muhurat will come, then I'll start bhakti.
yeah. Waiting for
So
his
yeah,
direction
yeah. And
most.
sometimes we are so cool that we say, hey, when I'm trying, but Lord is not giving. So uh, When the Lord gives, let me start again. And Lord will never give. Why? Because we are not serious. So here, this is the, and if we take to this line, right, the qualities mentioned herein are explained as transcendental qualities meant for making a person progress in spiritual understanding. As long as we don't have the spiritual understanding, we just kind of keep ourselves with material world is bliss. Maybe sometimes there is pain, but there is always pleasure. Uh, Only a moment of pressure is kind of sometimes making trouble, but there is always pleasure. I have seen so many are enjoying, isn't it? Just so many are enjoying. Why can't I? So, but the scriptures are saying that as long as we are in this world, even if Lord Brahma, right, he is under the influence of the nature. Yeah, and then this first we are talking about Abhayam. This is very very nice. We see how Srila Prabhupada, his name is Abhay Charanaravinda. Abhay Charanaravinda. So taking shelter of that Lord, through which we can attain fearlessness. So if we want to become fearless, how many of us have fears? Can raise your hands. And if you don't raise your hand, that means you have a fear. Uh, why? Because everyone, when we are in this world, then we have fear. That's granted, unless we become a devotee. When we become a devotee, then even if it is in this world, because we have a mission that to fulfill of the Lord, we don't care. We are not worried. We are not scared. We are fearless. And and here in this para, we see that conviction. Even if I live in the darkest region of forest, I shall be accompanied by Krishna, and He will give me all protection. Uh, this is the understanding of to be fearless. Whatever calamity, whatever condition, whether it is health issue, whether the personal issue, whatever issues come, I always know that Krishna is with me always. And when Krishna is with me always, why will He create all these problems unnecessarily? Why will the Lord put me into trouble? Why will the Lord enjoy when I'm suffering? Uh, so all these things we can see. That's why we see Lord is through this Bhagavad Gita, through these verses, he is saying that Varnashrama system is considered to be very important, and that sannyas order is very important. A sannyas is considered to be the head or the spiritual master of all the social statuses and orders. Whether one is grihastha, whether one is brahmachari, whether one is vanaprastha, or all these, we see that a sannyas is the head of everyone, which is the actual Vedic way of living. If you see in those days, a Brahmin and especially a Rajguru or Kulguru, they are considered very, very important, very special. A Brahman is considered to be spiritual master of the three other orders, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. But a sannyas who is on the top of the institution is considered to be the spiritual master of even Brahmanas. So even Brahmanas are under should follow the instructions of the spiritual master. For a sannyasi, the first qualification should be fearlessness. It is not that a sannyas means to just renounce everything, uh, but he should also have complete dependency on the Supreme Lord's mercy. That is what it means to be fearless. Uh, we can never say that I am fearless unless we have this, that I am completely depending on Krishna and He will hmm, take care. And of course, I continue doing my service, I continue doing my duty, but I know that Lord is taking care of me. Uh, and he has to be, sannyas has to be alone without any guarantee of support. It is not that sannyas is maintaining a bank balance for his hidden agendas, hmm, or big, what is it called? Ashram in the name of ashram, land, all these things. No, a sannyas is completely depending on the Lord. He is not worried about what should I say for tomorrow. He knows that Lord will take care of him. And should convince it that Paramatma will give all protection to a surrendered soul. So the surrenderness is the key. And if I am surrendered, completely depending on the Lord, uh, so then he will be fearless. So this is the formula. What is the formula? The formula is to always depend on the Lord. One may think, oh, what is this? I have now 21 years, I am 50 years. Still, how can I depend on the Lord? No, we still depend on the Lord because He is our eternal Father, and we are not yet attained the maturity enough that we can take decisions which are perfect by own. Uh, we need the blessings, we need the directions, we need the intelligence, uh, we need the facilities, opportunities, and everything. We are depending on the Lord. And He is seeing whether the Lord is granting or not, uh, depending what is best for me, He is doing. That is what is mm, gives fearlessness. And then I think we'll stop here, but we can talk more and more about only this one quality, abhayam. We are only talking about bhaya, isn't it? All the time we are saying, you know what, I'm having this problem, I'm having that problem, uh, I'm scared of this, I'm scared of that. uh, and even one goes to a temple, primitive way of worship is all about, Lord, please give me protection, please give me happiness, may there be no problems in my life. May I get a good wife, may I get a good husband, may I get good wealth, may I get good position, because without that I'm scared. So our our bhakti is bhaya bhakti, out of fear. Uh, with that bhakti, how much can we attract Krishna? He would just grant it, but it's no more a proper relationship like a loving relationship. Uh, so whereas one who is in a state of abhayam, he is not scared. Why? Because I know the Lord, you are going to protect me. I know even whatever is coming because of your approval. Uh, and then one can make his life adventurous. Otherwise, it is always scared. We are not able to cross that extra step. That is why we are also in the majority of people who are always scared, always fear. That will happen. Oh, if I don't have money, this will happen. If I don't have name, that will happen. Isn't that the case? Hmm?
Yes, Prabhuji. Krishna, one small question, Prabhuji. We
Mhm.
were at Simhasana, Prabhuji, and my sister has this, habit of interviewing, devotees. Then she was talking to one devotee. For this Prabhu is from Italy, Prabhuji. So he's a data scientist by profession. He was also there when we were there, Prabhuji. I don't recollect his name. But
Mhm.
then he was telling, he was first in Krishna Valley. I think we were also planning to be there, I think Hungary, Prabhuji. And then, he was there only for Goshala service. He didn't believe in Hinduism, but then, nobody compelled him to come to the temple. And then he said he gradually became a devotee. And, they're getting a stipend of 180 euros, I think, Prabhuji. So, I just recollected as we were reading this that, complete surrender and, faith that God will take care. And that is nice thing. But also Krishna says that we have to do our kartavya, right, Prabhuji? And again, the question is, what is our kartavya?
We have to
I-
do fearlessly our duty. We are doing our duty with fear, or we are not even doing our duty out of fear. When we're talking about, we are talking here that we should do our sadhana properly. We should develop these 26 qualities which are divine properly. We should guard ourselves from developing those 6 demonic qualities. Huh? Is it not enough?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Mm. And that's why Prabhupada made it even very simple, yeah, because 26 qualities. No, he's saying 4 nots. What is that? No meat eating, no gambling, no illicit sex, no intoxication. When we do these things, automatically these qualities will develop when we are chanting. So the combination of chanting and avoiding, or not what do you call this word? Contaminating our consciousness, huh? Then we can develop these qualities. These qualities manifest. Why? Because we are in a pure state and engaging in devotional service. And Lord says that my devotees will have qualities like me. Yeah,
Yes, Prabhuji.
yeah. So what are the do's? Who can say what are the do's? It's an interview question. I said what are the don'ts, right? What are the don'ts? Can someone say? What are the four
Four-
regulative principles?
Yes,
Who is
Pooja,
saying
yeah.
that?
No meat eating, no illicit sex, no gambling, and no intoxication.
Mm-hmm. And what are the 5 do's? Can someone say? Hmm?
I think Babuji, association with the devotees,
Okay.
chanting the holy name, visiting dham,
Mm. Can you say in the order? Say again.
associating with the devotees,
Okay.
chanting the holy name,
Association of devotees chanting the holy name.
visiting dham,
Okay.
others to that's what I don't remember. Babuji.
Yeah. Who can cover the remaining things? Hmm?
Prabhuji, it is like Shravanam Kirtanam, Vishnu Sharanam, Padasevanam,
Mm-hmm.
Archanam Vandanam, Dashyam Shakham, and the surrender, Atmanivedan.
Mm-hmm. Fine. There are 5. I mean, whatever you have said is, yeah.
Association of devotees, book distribution, chanting the holy name, taking the prasadam, um, eating the prasadam every day, and that's it.
Okay. Someone want to give a try? Yeah. Almost, I mean, all these are part of it. Yeah. Rupa Goswami in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu says, yeah, out of 64, there are 5 very important. And the one is uh, residing in Mathura, mm, or yeah, Vrindavan or holy places. Then the next one is worshipping the deity, deity worship. Second one. Third one is reading Srimad Bhagavatam, reciting Bhagavatam, serving devotees in their association, and chanting. These are the 5. So that by doing this, they are so very important. Small attachment to any one of these can make one get devotional ecstasy even from a neophyte stage. Okay. Yeah, who were asking? So in this context, yeah, it's these 4 things which we should not do is no meat eating, no gambling, no illicit sex, no intoxication. And if we just do this, we can only come to a develop mode of goodness, the qualities which are favorable. But what is that can clear, which can bring us to anartha nivritti, so that all the contamination that is there in our heart that can be removed by what? Again, yeah. So the first one is residing in holy places like Mathura, Vrindavan. The second one is engaging in deity worship. Third one is reading Bhagavatam or hearing Bhagavatam. Uh, and the fourth one is associating with devotees, so that one serves the devotees. And fifth one is chanting. Shravanam. Parth Prabhu. So in that way, whatever you said, the 9 are covered here through this.
Yes, Prabhu.
When we do this, then what will happen? Can someone say? What happened? I don't know if Ramraga Prabhu, you are there. What happened when you start reading Bhagavatam?
Hare
Or
Krishna
for that
Prabhuji.
matter, he's not there.
Mm.
Okay. Someone else who have started reading Bhagavatam, what happened? Or hearing to Bhagavatam during Saturdays, how did it help? Hmm? Any special changes that happened after you took up to this Bhagavatam, reading Bhagavatam, or serving devotees, or going to pilgrim, to going to the holy places? What happens by chanting? Did something happen? What will happen?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, yeah. Prabhuji, I think our, systematic way of Prabhupada, Lilamrita, Bhagavatam, and Bhagavad Gita itself is a very nice, way to stay connected, in spite of being drawn into the material world in the other days, Prabhuji.
Mhm.
I think because Bhagavatam specifically, when you ask, it's like there is there are plenty of examples how Krishna's hand came to play. When devotees needed, I think it is very very nice to hear that Prabhuji, and kind
Mhm.
of reinforces the faith, Prabhuji. If you ask me what is the outcome, I think it's a very blissful way to have the weekend navigate.
Deepens our faith. Okay.
Exactly, and ending the weekend in temple, I think
Mhm.
it's 3 days, Prabhuji, from Friday evening, starting with Prabhupada Leelamrita, where we maybe like we kind of understand because we always think our petty achievements in profession, we think that's the best, but we see what somebody has done by Krishna's
Mhm.
mercy. So
Right.
that makes it always humble, Prabhuji. And then, Sunday is a little heavy dose with Bhagavad Gita because I understand my intelligence is limited, Prabhuji. I understand little in Bhagavad Gita class, but again, Sunday evening association with devotees, it's very blissful, Prabhuji.
Mhm.
Correct.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Makarand Prabhu, you were saying.
Yes, Prabhuji. Bhagavad, after hearing the Bhagavatam lectures and Srila Prabhupada Leelamrit and Bhagavad Gita sessions, I feel something different, and it's changed my mind to it changed my way to look to the life. And associations, going to the temple is some sort of, if one Sunday I didn't go to the temple, I feel like, okay, I'd miss something.
Mhm.
And that's happening with me right now, because last Sunday I didn't go to the temple, but
Mhm.
feel like
This.
I'm missing something for the day or something
Mhm.
for the week. And
Mhm.
maybe on a Sunday going to the temple, I energize with the whole week for 5 days. Those are the material life, I would say. And back to the Friday with our Leelamrut, Srila Prabhupada Leelamrut session. So yeah, I
Mhm.
feel different and very blissful.
Yeah. Very nice. Thank you. Anyone else?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Mhm.
So, since when I started reading Bhagavatam and listening to Bhagavatam, uh, it started giving me answers to all my doubts and led me to live a life with full of enlightenment and hope.
Mhm.
Also, as I was becoming more curious and generating more questions about the purpose of life, the creation and the destruction and everything,
Mhm.
Bhagavatam started giving me all the answers. Till the canto I have read, I received all the answers from Bhagavatam.
Mhm.
And also like it changed my life a lot because it eradicated my fear about the uncertainty of life and create an eagerness of living this earthly or material life of what you called dukkhalayam asashvatam.
Mhm.
Also, it 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 motivates me to always be in a sadhu sangha so that all my uh, uh, I mean like the spiritual progress can happen smoothly. Also, less engage in mundane topic and mundane talks. I
Mhm.
mean,
Mhm.
this kind of changes I have I could see in my life. after started studying the Bhagavatam.
Very nice. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so as you mentioned, fearlessness. Satish Prabhu is mentioning hope. Yeah, Makarand Prabhu is mentioning satisfaction. So these are the byproducts out of what we are doing. Yeah, whether it is visiting temple, with the association of devotees, hearing Bhagavatam, doing deity worship, chanting. I mean, of course, chanting is still is very, very dry. I don't know how much are we able to relish chanting, but when we hear the glories of chanting regularly and yeah, with little interest when we do proper chanting, then we understand how blessed we are, because there are so many people who don't even know the name of the Lord, who are not practicing the chanting, and yeah, and what kind of life that one is going through. So we see that, okay, we are already on track by the mercy of so many devotees in our life. Yeah, thank you.
Prabhuji, I would say about my chanting experience while staying with the devotee association. It's not at all difficult to chant the 16 round at a stretch for 2 hours, because I could personally do that for so many consecutive days. After attending Mangalarti and having a Mangalarti and Tulsi Arati and Bhagavatam class, then we have 2 hours in between the Darshan Arati. So in that 2 hours we could utilize
Finish japa.
finish chanting.
Yep, very nice. Yeah, very good. Thank you. Anyone else would like to share the impact, the influence of these 5 powerful do's?
Yes, Prabhuji, I can say if I don't do my sadhana properly, then these material desires, they start coming up again. So these material desires stay, calm. So
when we do, yeah, which means when we are, there are only 2 things, right? Either we are in the comfort of divine in nature, or we are disturbed by the demonic nature. The activities decides our future. Okay, then we close with this. What is the takeaway from today is, how can we practice fearlessness? Everyone want to be fearless. The best way is by what? By practicing Krishna consciousness. By developing these qualities, one can attain success. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.